What's up guys, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. I've been trying to be a lot more active on YouTube recently, and one of the things that I've been doing is using my community tab more, and recently I posted a poll over there asking you guys which kind of video you wanted to see next, and the option that won for that is a video showing you my top 10 customs from 2022. I made so many customs last year, it's honestly crazy, so thank you guys so much for continuing to support this small little business of mine and buying all the customs I've made for sale or commissioning me. It's been super awesome and I really appreciate it. Now, a few customs that I'm going to be showing in this video I no longer own because they were commissions or they've already been sold, but I still have photos and video clips of them. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen all of these customs, but I love talking about my work and you might learn something new. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. Alright, starting off with custom number 10, it is this Great Dane. This is a custom that I still obviously own, but funny enough, he was actually originally made to be sold, but I just ended up falling in love with him and he is now a custom that lives in my collection. He has this little bandana on it that is not part of the custom. I did not make it. I just think that it looks super cute on him because it matches his eyes. But basically, this custom was just made to test out some paint, and it also is what started me doing this new style of LPS customs that I've done on a few and mostly have used for just simple repaints or partial repaints. This guy was the first one that I made of them, and he is supposed to be sort of a red werewolf, and I really love his eyes. I think they look so cool. This is my favorite color combination, especially for eyes, and he's got some cool scars. My favorite part of him though is definitely his little teeth, and he's got some cool claws. He even has these little paws that I added at the bottom. So this guy is sort of like an OC now. I have drawn him before, but I still haven't really thought of a name. I'm kind of thinking of the name Randy, but that's just a placeholder for now. So if you guys have any ideas of name suggestions for this character, definitely let me know. I would love to use him in a video or something because I just think that he is a really cool custom. Custom number 9 is a custom commission that I made for somebody on Etsy. It is this cat. He is one of their OCs. Here is a side-by-side with the reference picture, but I just love the way that this turned out because they showed me this character that was a super fluffy cat with a really curly fur, and I was like, I have no idea how to make that, but what I can do is take a lamb LPS base and make that into a cat. So that is exactly what I did. I still ended up sculpting some fur, like it has some fur on the top of the head and the side of the cheeks that I sculpted and blended into the lamb's original base mold, and then of course with the tail as well, I had to do the same thing, and I'm really proud of how the tail looks and the ears that I added. I just think it looks so cool, and it just turned into this super cute fluffy cat, and I would love to make a custom similar to this one in the future, so maybe another cat or some kind of dog from a lamb base. So if you have a character with some super curly fur, this is a perfect technique to do that with. I just thought that it turned out so cute, even though design is actually very simple. Custom number 8 was another commission that I took on at the beginning of the year. It was a custom of Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid or Cobra Kai. It's technically the Karate Kid version of his teenage version, his younger version. I don't know why, but I just love this custom. I mean, I love the Karate Kid movie, and I used to love Cobra Kai, but the new season is actually garbage. But I just think this custom turned out super cool. I think that I honestly captured him perfectly, and I love the way that I sculpted the hair, and I think that his little shoes look super cool. I love Converse, and they turned out perfect when I painted them. And sculpting his bandana was also super fun. This custom I've also shown in another video and spoken about him already, but I just love him so much, and he's definitely one of my favorite commissions in general. Custom number 7 on the list is another commission. This was a commission for Edict LPS on Instagram. This is one of 2 commissions that I've done for them, and this is their character named Xavier, and you can see the little reference of the character as well. I just really love the way that this custom turned out. I think that the design is super cool and that all the colors ended up turning out really well together, and I love the way that I sculpted his tail. That's probably my favorite part of the custom. You're gonna notice on this list I have a lot of Great Dane customs. I've done so many Great Dane customs this year, and I am just really happy with how they've all turned out, and this guy is definitely one of my favorites. Number 6 is a custom that I made to sell. It is a custom of Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I absolutely love the whole aesthetic of the game and the design for the characters, so of course I had to make a custom of some of them. I actually have a time lapse of this guy up on my YouTube channel, and I did end up selling him, but good news, he was sold to one of my very good friends, whose name also happens to be Xavier, so I get to see this custom very often, and he's taking very good care of the custom, and I really appreciate it. I love that I use metallic copper paint on this guy. That's one of my favorite paint colors to use, and I used it for the entire base color. And fun fact, this guy was made from a Basset Hound base. It took me such a long time to try to figure out what base I wanted to do for Freddy. I tried so many different head swaps, but ultimately it ended up being this Basset Hound. I just cut off its ears and replaced it with some ears from a different Panda LPS, and I love the way that it turned out, and I think it looks absolutely perfect for the character. Number 5 is a custom that I do still own. This is my custom of Vecna from Stranger Things Season 4. This guy also has a time-lapse video of him up on my channel. I love the way that he looks. I think that he looks so cool, and he was extremely fun to sculpt and to paint. I think this is one of my best sculpting jobs that I've done. And if you know me, you know that I love making monster customs. I would put this guy higher on my list because I think that he's super cool, but I would say that I'm not as happy with the face as I would like to be. I still love the face. I think that it looks awesome, and I don't really know how I could improve it more, but my favorite part of this custom is definitely the back, so I think that maybe, you know, lowers its points a little bit on this list. I just think the backs look so cool, but obviously you want the front to be the main important focal point. But if you guys want to know more about this custom, definitely go check out the time-lapse video of him that I have up on my channel. Custom number 4 is another Stranger Things custom. This is a custom of Dart from Stranger Things Season 2. He's my favorite character in the entire show. Let's be real, I love this boy, the Demodog. He's adorable, and of course I had to make a custom of him. I've actually made a custom of him in the past. He looks like this, now been sold. That custom is terrible and ugly and awful. This custom is new and amazing and absolutely perfect and completely accurate to the character. So I made him from a iguana body and a hamster head, and then I basically resculpted the entire head, and I sculpted all of his teeth, and there's so many teeth, and I love the way that I painted him. And my favorite part is the way that I painted his body. I gave him this really light colored underbelly, and I added a bit of purple shading into his coloration because purple is a color that I associate with Dart, because for some reason the Funko products of this character are all purple, which I have no idea why, but it's now just a color that I associate with him. So I added a little bit of purple into the grays and browns of him, and I also added some green on his back and sort of on the top because the Polywog, which is the like little baby form of a Demogorgon, those are green. So I thought that it would be important to still have some green in the Demodog form, and that's also why there's the orange on the belly, because the Polywogs are green and orange. So I wanted to incorporate that into this design because, again, Stranger Things is super important to me, and this character is very important to me, so I wanted to do him justice as best as I could. And of course we have his iconic yellow spot, which defines him as being Dart. Eventually I am going to be remaking my custom of the Demogorgon. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. Number 3 on the list is another commission. It is this guy. This is a dragon Great Dane, and this was a custom for somebody on Etsy, and this was a design that they presented to me, and then I sort of helped them along with the design. They wanted me to incorporate some features of a different custom that I made in the past, such as the horns on this custom, which is also a custom that this person owns now, and I think that it really improves the design. This guy does have a lot of stripes, and stripes are very difficult for me to paint, but I do think that it ended up turning out really well, and I just love all the colors. Blue and orange colors are my favorite together, and I think that it turned out super cool. And then for this one, the person let me do whatever I wanted with the eyes, so I decided to make the eyes purple because I thought that the purple would go really well with the yellow because it complements each other. And this is when I started doing my new dragon eye style, which I've done on a few customs recently, and I think that it looks so cool, and they're extremely fun to paint because I get to fit so many different little details and colors into the eyes, and they really pop. Custom number 2 is this custom of Krampus. He also has a time-lapse video of him up on my channel. Every single year since 2017 I have made a custom of Krampus as sort of my holiday themed custom, and also a way to showcase my improvement as an LPS customizer. And this guy is undoubtedly my favorite. When I first made him in the time-lapse, I believe that I said that I still wasn't entirely happy with him, but the more and more that I look at him, the more he is definitely my favorite out of all the ones that I've made so far. He just looks perfect. I chose the perfect base figure. I finally got to use an actual goat base, and I just love the way they turned out, and I love his tail. He's got this big lavish tail. I love the way that I sculpted his hands. I actually gave him real hands this time with claws, and I just think that he looks so cool. And of course he's got his big shiny horns. I would speak more about him, but I already talked a lot about him in the time-lapse video, so if you want to know more, you can go check that out as well. And finally, my favorite custom of 2022 is this guy. Another commission and another Great Dane. This guy is definitely, undoubtedly, my favorite commission that I've ever done so far. I just think that he turned out so cool, and I absolutely love the character design. This is the character design, and this is a commission for somebody on Etsy. When they showed me this character, I thought that it looked super cool. While the character is actually a cat, I decided to use a Great Dane base figure because I thought that it would have the best body shape, and the commissioner really agreed that the head shape would work well as well. So I sculpted all these things, and what I love about this custom the most is he's got these cute little antennas and of course his big tail. The tail on this custom is what inspired me to do the tail on the Krampus custom that I just showed you, and so I'm really grateful that this is a technique that I got to try out and then incorporate it into a custom of my own. I also of course love the colors because he's blue. I think that all the colors look super cool together, and he just has this really cool space astral vibe to him, and I just am so happy with the way that it turned out. I don't know, there's just something about this guy that really speaks to me, and I'm really honestly sad that I did not create this design and that I don't get to keep the custom, but I'm glad that the commissioner likes it so much and that they were willing to trust me with their character design. This is also my roommate's favorite custom that I made, so I guess he gets bonus points for that as well. And those are my top 10 customs of 2022. Let me know which of these guys was your favorite, and also let me know in the comments if you think that I should start doing this every year, so when 2023 is eventually over, I should make a video, you know, showing all my top 10 customs of 2023. I think maybe that could be cool. Obviously, it's still January, so that is a long way off, but I do think that that could be a fun little thing to do in the future as sort of a yearly recap. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all at my next one. Bye!